Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'll be discussing and talking about the recently released episode episode titles and the descriptions for episodes 9 through 16 of The Walking Dead season 4. I already did a review for the ninth episode, which was called After. I'll do basically it's called After, and a quick synopsis will be as Rick deals with old wounds. Members of the prison have to come to terms with their new environment and ask themselves if survival alone is enough. I already did a video based on that, so as you can tell, there's an annotation there for those who want to check it out. But yeah, just a quick little reminder. Now, this is gonna be episodes 10 through 16, and yeah, now I found this on a website. I forget what it's called. Um, wait, give me, um, on Wet Paint. They're usually reliable, so So yeah, basically, I'm gonna basically start this whole description and title thing right now. So the 10th episode for season 4 is gonna called Inmates, and the plot synopsis is: in the quest for stability and safety, the group faces many obstacles. For me, this seems like an odd name for an episode, especially for season 4. In my opinion, I think this would have been a title that fits more for an episode of season 3. With early season 3, with the inmates and all of that. But whatever. Yeah. Now, as for the description, which again it says in the quest for stability and safety, the group faces many obstacles. I really can't make much out of that. Yeah. We can't make much out of that, but it is possible that maybe one of the groups, one of the splinter groups, they went back to prison for whatever reason. Also, it is known that Abraham, Eugene, and Rosita will be appearing in this episode 10. So it's interesting to see how they will be introduced. And this one comes out on February 16th. Yeah. Now, episode 11 is called Claimed, and it says a number of immediate threats plague Rick. Group members deal with their past, and that's it. So yeah. Now, in my opinion, the way they're making it sound, it almost, in my opinion, sounds like they're gonna kill Rick off. Claimed, the fever or the disease or whatever claimed your life. Then immediate threats plague Rick. So yeah. Now it is known that a main character from the season that's still alive in the comic books will die by the end of season 4. So in my opinion, it's usually been Maggie who they're gonna kill off, but this kind of hints that they're gonna kill off Rick, in my opinion. So claimed, and a number of immediate threats plague Rick. Crew members deal with their past. So whatever. And it appears on February 23rd. Yeah. Episode 12 is called Still, and the synopsis is: an enlightening mission springs from a quest from one of the group members. So yeah, no, in my opinion, this could go one of two ways. Either A, they could use the Eugene route and say, go to DC, but for that to happen, they would have had to found everybody from the group. Now, another thing they could do, which I think would be more reasonable, in my opinion, considering also the other title descriptions and names and whatever, which we'll get to that further. This one will make more sense, and that is if they bring back Morgan. It is known that Morgan will appear by the end of the season at least once. It's now on whether he'll become a series regular or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, basically, yeah. Now Quest, in the comic books, I think it was like issue 55. I'm not sure, but Carl, Rick, and Abraham went back to the Rick and Carl's hometown to get some supplies, and Morgan was there, and that could be their mission. Yeah. So that's a possibility. Now this next episode, episode 13. Oh, sorry, wait. Before I get to episode 13, episode 12 still comes out on March 2nd. Okay, now episode 13. Episode 13 is called Alone, and it appears on March 9th. And it basically, the synopsis is one group finds a shelter, a group has realization about protection. Now, this kind of seems like, with the one group thing, it appears like most of the group that left the prison still haven't found each other yet. Also with Alone, I'm thinking more with Glenn, Maggie, or Michonne, that this episode will revolve majorly around them, or somewhat around them. So yeah. So as to what they're gonna do with that one, that would be interesting. I mean, not really much anything I could draw from that. It appears on March 9th, so yeah. This next one I think is one of the coolest titles for an episode. Um, but whatever. And it is episode 14, season 4, obviously, The Grove. And basically it says, after establishing a new shelter, the group considers things returning to the way they used to be. So from this episode, it kind of seems like some of the group, it has found each other, not all of them, but some of them have found each other by now, and that they're considering making a house again, finding their own thing, own shelter. So yeah, that's really all I could say for this episode. I mean, really nothing I could draw from it either. Um, yeah, it appears on March 16th, so excited to see where that goes. Episode 15 is called Us, and basically all it says: survivors rely on brutality and faith. That's it. One sentence. 6 words. Survivors rely on brutality and faith. So yeah. Now this kind of, in my opinion, with brutality and faith thing, and almost a little bit with the title Us, it, in my opinion, it kind of does hint the Hunters, because brutality, the comics, they chopped off. Before I get to that, minor or major spoilers depending how far you are into the comics, or if you want to read the comics. So whatever, be warned. Spoilers. They cut off Dale's leg and ate it. That's pretty brutal. And then you have the father at that time, which brings faith. So it kind of brings up the question: will Father Gabriel come up anytime soon, or whatever? I mean, you do have this new character coming up named Gareth. I mean, there has been a little some speculation that he may be the father, but I really don't buy it. I think he's gonna be more like Eric or Aaron from Alexander's Safe Zone, or maybe even just actually also being speculation that he also may be the leader of the Hunters, Chris. Just under a different name. Which they kind of did the same thing, with Rosita, Abraham, and Eugene. They named them something else, but I forget what. But whatever. Now, rely on brutality and faith. That'll be interesting to see. Now, this last episode is literally a letter long. A. That's it. A. As for the description, it says, many paths collide. Rick faces sheer brutality. The group struggles to survive. So, okay, it appears that by this episode, I think. Let me rephrase this. By this episode, all the spiritual groups have finally found themselves. Rick may still be close to dying. So from this episode name, appears he didn't die claimed, but whatever. And sheer brutality, and the group struggles to survive. That still kind of brings up the topic, are the Hunters going to be in this episode or not? So, that'd be pretty interesting to see. I honestly do think they will introduce the Hunters sometime by the end of the season, if not early season 5. But besides that, it is an interesting title name. Now another thing to note is that tradition they've basically been doing since pretty much season 2. I don't know if you consider season 1 to start the tradition, because in Wildfire, I really don't think anybody died. I read Jim and then TS19, Jenner, and Jackie died. But it kind of really started in season 2, where they killed off two major characters or something like that, or good amount of beloved characters. In season 2 you had first Shane and then Jimmy and Patricia. I mean, if you want to say that, and also the third to last one, you can also include Dale. In season 3 you have Merle and a majority of the governors. Actually, majority of the governors of the Woodbury citizens, Andra and Milton. And then, so this also kind of hints that they may kill off someone again. They have already stated they will kill off a main character. I mean, not main character, a character that has been alive, that's still alive in the comics, that will die, in this by the end of this season. And the only four remaining, Rick, Carl, Michonne, and Maggie, they're all main characters. So, kind of leads me to believe that they will kill off Maggie, and maybe even kill off Rick. I mean, that's kind of how it seems to me. So, yeah. I think by the end of the season, there's a pretty decent chance Rick may die. And, yeah. So, yeah, that's basically it for each of these episode titles and description. Again, there is an annotation above for those who want to check out the after ones, the after title and description review. But I'll do a quick rundown starting from after. So the first episode 9 is gonna be called After. As Rick deals with old wounds, members of the prison have to come to terms with their new environment and ask themselves if survival alone is enough. For episode 10, it's Inmates, and in the quest for stability, the group faces many obstacles, and again, Abraham, Eugene, and Rosita will appear in this episode. Episode 11 is called Claimed, and a number of immediate threats plague Rick. Group members deal with their past. Episode 12 is called Still, and the synopsis is: an enlightening mission springs from a request from one of the group members. Episode 13 is Alone, and one group finds a shelter, a group has a realization of protection. The Grove is episode 14, and after establishing a new shelter, the group considers things returning to the way they used to be. 15 is called Us. Survivors rely on brutality and faith. And A is episode 16, which appears on March 40. Many paths collide. Rick faces sheer brutality. The group struggles to survive. So that's basically it. Again, annotation for after summary here on the top. Whatever. Yeah, that's basically it. Remember to subscribe. I also do other Walking Dead discussion topics and other things similar to this. I also review some of the TV. I've also done reviews for the TV episodes, so check those out. And yeah, besides that, I also review some of the Walking Dead comics, and besides that, I also review other comics, other TV shows, and movies. So yeah, that's basically it. Remember to subscribe, comment below your thoughts on all these episode names and descriptions. What do you think of it, and which episode do you want to see the most? And do you think Rick will die in this by the end of the season? I think that will be a pretty cool discussion topic. I will think it over if I should do that one, but whatever. Besides that, comment, subscribe, share on Instagram, Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, Vine, MySpace, Twitter, Facebook, or whatever you guys prefer, and tell your friends, families, and neighbors about this news, all the episode names and even and the descriptions, and also my channel. Yeah, we'll put a link down below for those who want to check out the wet paint article on this, which more reliable source. And besides that, that's basically it. This is Daniel Mart signing off. And remember, February 9th is gonna be the premiere of After. Woo woo! I'm really excited for this. Why can't you just come? February 9th? Let's see, how much do we even have left? Let's see, we're on the 30th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 days. Get here fast! What are 2 weeks? I can't wait that long. Whatever. Daniel Mart, remember, subscribe, comment below, share, tell your friends, families, neighbors, whatever. Daniel Mart signing off.